Before we get started, make sure you're wearing your headphones for maximum audio experience.
Hi, my name is Nikki Tolentino. I am today's guest for Rhyme and Reason Podcast. We'll be discussing the differences between online classes to face-to-face classes. So stay tuned!
Hello listeners, I'm your host Al and welcome back to Rhyme and Reason Podcast. Before we begin, I would like to introduce today's guest, Miss Mickey. She is a classmate of mine in the University of the Philippines Open University. Hello Mickey and welcome.
Hello!
So, how are you today?
I'm good. So today's Father's Day kasi when we're recording this. We ate lunch. We ordered from outside. So we ate together as a family.
Did you celebrate it with your dad and lolo or just your dad?
Just my dad because wala na akong lolo from both sides of the family.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sa amin he's in the US, so we can't din.
Yeah. So, dad lang.
That's good. You had fun naman, no?
Yeah.
A week ago, we were talking and you showed me your portfolio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you told me that you're a visual artist and I got to see your work and I'm gonna say, I love your work.
Thank you.
And so, what made you pursue being a visual artist?
Actually, nag-start ako mag-drawing when the pandemic started. I got bored. So I drew some stuff lang using Photoshop. And then I posted it on Instagram. I made a separate account, like for art account. I posted it on Instagram and then somehow people liked it. So I invested on drawing tablet and other equipment for me to continue on drawing. And since then, I've been posting. So technically, I've been doing it for a year and a half, I think.
Ooh.
And since then, I can call myself a graphic designer and an illustrator. I work under the name Yobel. So all of my handles are Art of Yobel. Yobel is actually my second name. So parang it's like an alter ego or something. Tapos most of my illustrations are for children's books. So that's the vibe of my work. Kind of like a cartoonish vibe. Yeah.
So would you say this is a hobby or like a new talent that you developed through COVID?
I'm not sure. I guess it's both. Kasi I've always been artsy when since I was a kid. Parang I would do arts and crafts, ganon. But I would rarely draw kasi I'm bad at it. Pero parang I'd like to think that I'm bad at it. Pero when pandemic na started, sobrang bored.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do at home. Tapos hindi pa nagsistart yung school natin. We started late, no? Parang
we did.
September ata. So yun, parang might as well do something.
Any tips that you would like to give to our listeners who are planning to pursue the career of a visual artist?
Siguro, build your portfolio first. Parang you don't have to know your style agad. Parang you have to continue to experiment with other art styles para mahanap mo yung sarili mong art style. And hindi siya magsistay, hindi siya constant. It's always evolving as you grow along. Parang ganon. And as you build your portfolio, mag-start ka na mag-accept ng mga commissions, ganon. Tapos, once you get commissions, meron ng mga connections, di ba? May mga makikilala ka ng mga tao outside your own bubble. Tapos, dun na nag-start yung mga job opportunities. Like what happened to mine, parang I just submitted my portfolio randomly to a company and they accepted me. Even without a degree in art.
Ooh. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
How long did it take for you to find your art style?
Ako kasi, before I started drawing, may pina-follow na talaga akong mga artists sa Instagram and sa YouTube. Pinapanood ko yung mga vlogs nila, ganun. So, parang meron akong niche. Meron akong art style na nai-inspire from. Parang ganun. So, when I started drawing, parang alam ko na kung ano yung vibe ko. Pero, yun nga,
Ah.
like what I said, it's always evolving. Maraming nababago, ganon. Parang madaming na-add from different art styles, from different people, ganon.
Mhm.
So, yun, it's always changing talaga.
What tablet did you buy? Because
Wait, I'm not familiar with the model, but the brand is Huion. Huion? Yeah.
where'd you buy it? Did you order from online?
Yeah, online lang. Because, we can't go out.
Because my sister does art then. So she draws and actually both my sisters draw a lot.
Mhm.
The bunso, she draws a lot of cartoons and she draws sort of like comic books. They look like comic books. And then my other sister, the one yung susunod dun sa bunso, she draws a lot of anime.
Interesting, yeah.
If you're familiar with the game Genshin Impact, those are the ones that she tends to draw. Like she copies them or she tries to copy them. They look good.
Nice. How old are they?
The bunso is 13, I think.
Okay.
And then the susunod is 17. Yeah, 17.
That's nice na nagdo-draw sila.
Well, they have nothing to
Is
do
it like
with
their hobbies? Hobby?
Yeah. Well, my the 17-year-old, she's trying to get into arts. So
Okay.
so that is trying to encourage her to draw more portraits and hands and
Yeah.
the realistic drawings because yung kasi yung yung kailangan sa fine arts.
Yeah.
So the portfolio
That's
needs to have hands and the facial structures and the human body.
Like the anatomy of the proportion of the body, ganun.
Yeah. So how do you start your commissions? Like, was it easy?
Actually, I started very early talaga with commissions. Like, I started posting April 2020 ng art. Tapos, I started accepting commission the month after that.
Ooh, daring.
Tapos, oddly enough, I had customers naman, usually from outside the Philippines.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the good thing with with Instagram and like social media platforms kasi you get a wider reach.
So did you get most of them from Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram.
Instagram.
I wasn't actually planning on opening my commission.
Yeah.
They would message me like, are you open for commission? Ganyan. So, it's extra cash. Might as well. Yeah.
So how much did you charge per artwork?
That depends. When I started, I would charge them sobrang low lang talaga. As in, because I didn't know the value of my work, I guess.
Yeah.
So parang I charged them mga $5 lang ata, ganun.
Malaki na yun.
Yeah, but like, when you compare it to now, medyo malaki na ngayon. Like, I charge around 25 to 50.
Ooh, that's nice.
Pero when you go around like the art world, that's pretty low na din eh.
Kasi parang dito sa atin sa Pinas, it's parang $5 for an artwork is
Yeah.
mahal na
I
siya,
guess it's different talaga kasi. Kaya yung most of my customers are from the States or like from other countries. Kasi they value art more.
Yeah.
Kasi dito, well, we're living in poverty. Art isn't their priority. Food is.
So it's more on Instagram talaga to grow the art.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna go into the episode. So we're gonna talk about online classes versus face-to-face classes. Where did you study pre-COVID?
From kindergarten to senior high school, I've been studying in a physical school where we have face-to-face classes. So I studied at Don Bosco School, Manila.
Yeah.
It's a Catholic school for from kindergarten to senior high school. That's the only school I've been to.
Mhm.
So for college naman, I studied at University of the Philippines, Diliman, where I took up European languages
Yeah.
and I majored in French. After 2 years,
Mhm.
actually, I attended only one sem.
Oh.
Tapos, after 2 years, I stopped for a year. I had to transfer to an online school or distance learning due to my health. So, yun na, doon na nag-start yung online schooling ko.
Sayang naman. It seems exciting.
Yeah, it's super fun ng physical school.
How was it? Like, what was it like?
Parang in college, when I was in Diliman, sobrang exciting niya kasi you can feel the school spirit. Parang, I don't know if that makes sense. You can feel the school pride more.
Yeah.
Because you get to experience the campus and interact with your schoolmates. Ganun.
Yeah.
Parang, kasi nung first day ko sa Diliman, meron kaming, may orientation kami, di ba?
Yeah.
Tapos, andun yung pep squad. Tapos, as in, they would teach us the cheers, the school cheers, ganon. Everything, as in, like, parang ma-feel mo talaga na, oh my gosh, I'm in UP. Ganon. Because I didn't feel, hindi ko na-feel yun nung lumipat ako ng UPOU. I guess kasi wala tayong mass gathering.
Yeah.
Pre. And wala naman nag-welcome sa atin na pep squad.
Yeah, I know, right?
So parang, ang nag-welcome lang sa atin yung, start na ng school kay Miss, AA program chair na agad.
Mm-mm.
So parang, ayun, parang hindi ko na-feel na nasa UP na ako, ganun.
Yeah, and it's different din kasi our program chair kasi she just started with
yeah, that's
program
true.
chair, so and she's trying her best naman to sort of make the students feel at
I
home.
felt welcome naman sa UPOU. It's just that it's different kasi yung parang, yun nga, yung school spirit.
Parang
Iba
kulang
yung
sa
parang-
excitement.
Parang iba yung pag may kasama ka,
Yeah.
physically, ganun. Bukod sa exciting, challenging din siya kasi there's a lot of different people with different personalities and lifestyles.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
parang your values will be tested talaga. Your lifestyle will change. Tapos, parang ang dami talaga. You will grow as a person. Saka, sobrang fun din kasi, kunwari, especially between classes and after school hours, you get to just enjoy the company of your classmates. Ganun.
Yeah. What was it like to study in a classroom with your fellow students?
Nung first day ko, sobrang nakakakaba, syempre. Parang pag first year ka kasi, parang competitive ka pa eh. Alam mo yun, parang, nag-top ako sa school ko dati, dapat top pa rin ako dito. Parang gano'n. Kasi, syempre, nasa UP din naman ako, gano'n. So, parang, since that's my thinking, I assume na that's what everybody is thinking then. Kasi everybody has high grades then.
Yeah.
So, parang palaban ako, gano'n. Sa classroom, syempre, kailangan mag-recite ako, gano'n. So, kahit hindi naman ako pala recite, gano'n. So, parang, ayun, pressure talaga sa classroom. Tapos, pero yung mga prof naman, sa first year ko fun naman yun. Tapos, hindi naman sila ganun ka-strict. Kasi syempre, alam nila na first year pa lang kami, ganun. Ayun, okay lang naman.
Well, for me, I experienced studying in a classroom naman with students, but only when I was until grade 2.
So you were homeschooled?
Yeah, after grade 2,
grade
I was homeschooled now, all the way to high school. So,
interesting.
After high school, I took culinary classes, which were also face-to-face, but it's different there because my classmates are all older than me and most of them have families now. So, I'm the youngest and I have the nickname they have for me is Bunso. My classmates were good friends naman, but it's difficult to get along with them because they're older and we have different interests, diba? So, like, I was trying my best to sort of be included in their groups because napansin ko dun sa batch ko is they have two groups. There's the group who are mostly parents and they do parent stuff. And then there's the other group who are old single adults who have, well, quote unquote fun, but it's a different kind of fun that's sort of dangerous. I got along with the parents because, well, in a way, they kind of adopted me in a way because they would treat me like I was their own. So, I have a good friend of mine. I call her Ate Merv. We have a Merv in our UPOU and I also call her Ate. Pero, ayun, I have an Ate Merv from Culinary Class and she has 2 kids who are younger than me but she treats me like her kid then. I guess parang dun ako talaga nag-start step into adulting.
Yeah.
Like, kasi, when I was in culinary class, that was the first time that I would leave the house alone. So,
Same. College lang din ako nag-start mag-commute.
Diba? Commuting is so fun.
No.
Hindi ba?
I would have to disagree.
Bakit?
Sobrang hassle mag-commute from my house to UP Diliman. As in, it would take me 2 hours.
Well, sa bagay, in your case kasi it's 2 hours. Pero if it's let's say if it's not in Diliman, if you don't have to travel for 2 hours, would you?
I still don't like commuting. Sobrang polluted, ganon. Tapos,
True.
ayun, parang public transportation is such a hassle. Parang it's not a good system talaga, our Philippines.
Nakasakay ka na ba sa mga ordinary bus?
Yeah, bus, train, jeep, tricycle, yeah.
Like, how was your experience with the ordinary bus?
Saan ba ako pumunta nun? Parang pumunta ako ng embassy. I rode the bus. Ayun, yun yung walang aircon, diba?
Yeah.
Okay naman. Siksikan.
Siksikan. Kasi umaga, my experience with the ordinary bus is different. Because I was coming from work and that was about 1, 2 a.m. Usually, there's no traffic, diba? You could imagine, the bus drivers would go wild. Sobrang bilis nung biyahe talaga. Nakakatakot. Parang feeling mo, pag nakaupo ka dun by the window, parang feeling mo, pag gagewang yung bus, parang tutumba. So scary din. And there was another time when pauwi din ako noon. If you're familiar with the post office, along the road of the post office, dire-diretso yon. Ako, andun ako sa may pintuan ng bus, nakakapit ako. Diba, siksikan, tapos there's always that one person na nasa pintuan. Sobrang nakakatakot doon kasi andun ako sa pinakadulo and then ang bilis ng bus, parang feeling ko tutumba talaga ako dun sa muntik na ako talaga mahulog dun sa bus, that was the last time I decided to ride the ordinary bus. It's cheaper, diba, the ordinary bus compared to the aircon one. I decided it's not worth the 5 pesos.
Magkaiba ba yung presyo nun? Yung may aircon saka yung wala?
Yeah, it's cheaper dun sa ordinary bus by 5 pesos. Minsan it's 7.
Okay. Parang
hindi mo napansin.
Hindi pa ako nakakasakay ng bus na may aircon.
Oo, ngayon it's different kasi ang dami ng iba, may mga bago ng bus na aircon. There are the new ones that are way more comfortable because they don't allow overcapacity. Yung na-experience mo ba yung sa ugat? Diba it's a 5-hour exam?
Ay, hindi ako nag-ugat.
Ay, hindi ba?
Yeah, kasi pasado na ako ng ugat.
And so, bali nag-shift ka lang?
Transfer.
Ito,
Iba yung shifty sa transferee.
Ano ba difference nun? Panong difference ba?
Shifty, parang from one course to another. Transferee from one school to another.
Okay.
So, kunwari from European languages ako, gusto ko mag-shift to chemistry. Pero kung gusto ko mag-transfer to UPOU, parang ganun.
Kasi for us, the Proctor Exam for the UGAT is 5 hours eh.
Paano yung Proctor nyo?
There was a website that's called Proctor Exam. So, you would need 2 devices. So, yung sa may computer mo, so kita nila yung harap mo. And then, you would have to set up a phone behind you para kita nila kung ano yung nasa likod, yung nasa harap.
Ganun din ba gagawin natin for SPS?
Parang, well, actually, I'm not sure eh. I would have to ask our FIC. Pero, so far naman, wala pa namang ganun. Okay. Kasi it's such a hassle din.
For them and for us.
Oo.
There's a lot of students eh.
And yung dun nga daw sa Biugat, ang hirap na rin nila kasi parang ang tagal dumating ng results eh. So natagalan talaga sila mag-process.
Yeah.
What were your experiences with face-to-face classes? Like, what was it like attending the classes?
Bukod sa fun, bukod sa exciting, ganun. Ako kasi na-anxious kasi ako eh sa school.
Really? Why?
Kasi parang yung pressure nga ng UP. Although, nung SEM naman na umattend ako, mataas naman lahat ng grades ko. I guess it's just the people, gano'n. Pero okay naman ako sa mga friends ko dun. Hindi ko alam.
Before UP, how was it?
Before UP naman, fun. Sobrang fun. Kasi parang, you can attend clubs, gano'n, orgs, gano'n. Yun yung mga something na hindi natin kaya sa UPOU eh.
For now, hindi pa kaya.
For now. So parang, ang daming, I joined choir, I joined the newspaper team, gano'n.
Yeah.
Sobrang active. Pwede ka talagang maging productive doon sa face-to-face classes.
That's what I envied about people who have face-to-face classes before COVID. As a homeschooled student kasi, we don't have barkadas eh. Kasi our way of homeschool is sa bahay talaga. And our teachers are our parents.
Talaga.
So,
kasi I have friends na homeschooled din, but they go to school. Parang there's a scheduled time na they would go to school for their modules. Parang something like that. I'm not sure. Pero homeschooled sila. In a sense.
Yeah, kasi
parang ganun. So they still meet their classmates.
Yeah, yun ang wala namin. Wala kaming classmates.
Yeah. How is it like na homeschool?
In my case, it's pretty boring. I mean, now that I look back at it, it's so boring. Pero dati nung bata ako, parang it's okay lang eh kasi I get to stay at home. I don't need to go out. I don't need to wake up early, diba? Tapos, parati kaming may food habang nag-aaral.
Yeah.
Tapos, parang yun yung kaligayahan ko noon. And parang na-adapt ko agad yung pagka-online classes nung sa OU kasi I was used to learning through online when I was a kid. So you would use platforms like Khan Academy, YouTube, Brain Pop, and general research. So parang it sort of eased the way of online classes today for me. How was it like to work in a group when you have face-to-face classes?
Group as in for ACADS or like clubs?
Clubs.
Yung sa clubs naman, we would meet after school hours, diba? So parang when school ends for high school to when school ends at around 4 or 5, we would stay at school hanggang 7, ganon, or 8. Doing like rehearsals for choir, so we have competition. Tapos, we have to edit pa for the newspaper, ganyan.
Yeah.
Layout, everything. So, sobrang, kahit hectic siya sa schedule, fun pa rin kasi you get to bond with the people who has the same interest as you.
About field trips, did you go on field trips?
Yeah, when I was in grade school ata. Kasi nung high school, parang they banned field trips, diba? Sa Philippines. Were you aware of that?
No.
Yeah, they banned field trips I don't know for how many years eh. Pero around high school na yun eh, they banned field trips. Parang there's an accident kasi that happened.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
How about camping? Were you able to experience camping?
Camping? Oh my gosh. Camping. First time ko mag-camping nung college na ako. Kasi my PE was camping. Sobrang fun. So, bali, nag-golf kami, nag-archery kami, natuto kami mag-barrel, football, there's baseball, tapos nag-mountain climbing pa kami, nag-swimming kami. As in, like, we did that in 4 days.
Grabe.
We slept on a tent. As in, like, outside lang talaga. Sleeping. Kasi we didn't really sleep. Kasi yung prof namin, sabi niya, he encouraged us to bring liquor.
Oh.
Kasi nga college na, so syempre medyo open na talaga. So parang at night, ganun siya. As in, walang tulugan, ganun.
Wow, ang saya nun.
Super fun. I get to meet a lot of like students from different campuses, from different courses. So yung mga classmates ko, syempre, wala akong same course doon, parang European language, wala. So I have group mates from education, from psychology, ganun.
Ooh, so it's diverse then in the
diverse
courses.
talaga. As in,
Okay.
we started hanging out ng strangers, tas we went home ng super close na talaga.
Ooh, that's so fun.
Super fun talaga. One of my best experiences sa college.
And then ngayon ang college natin is hindi natin magagawa yun.
Yeah. Parties, chess. From camping to chess.
I know, right?
I mean, chess is fun, but like...
Pero napansin mo, ang daming hindi din marunong mag-chess.
Yeah, me too. Dude. No, I can't. I can't. Na-chess kami dati nung grade school. But parang we learned lang yung mga positions and movement ng per piece. You know? Pero we weren't really taught like opening, ganon, strategies.
Ako din naman like, parang marunong lang talaga ako maglaro without knowing what the certain moves are called aside from castling.
See, I don't even know that.
Okay, have you heard of Buns yet? It's a new app where you can follow your friends and influencers to see what podcasts they're listening to. So for all of you who spend too much time scrolling around trying to find a new show, this will solve your problems. It works really well. Just download Buns from the App Store. Pick some people to follow and invite your friends. You'll never be without a podcast recommendation ever again. Also, don't forget to follow me. I have my own podcast, as you know, but I do love to get and give good recommendations for other shows too. Now, back to the show. So UPOU is sort of an online class, diba? So far, what do you think is easier? Would it be face-to-face classes or online classes in UPOU?
For me, kasi both has its highs and lows. I'm more disciplined and productive in face-to-face classes, since the schedule of classes is laid out in front of me already.
Yeah.
Sa face-to-face classes, ikaw mag-enroll nung schedule, nung unit sa isang schedule. Parang, gusto ko PE ko is 9 to 11. Parang ganun.
Ooh.
So, bale, tapos unahan yun ng slot. So, you don't always get to choose your own, your preferred time. Kasi syempre. So, dapat may priority. Kasi pag first year ka, priority ka for the enrollment. So, parang kailangan wise ka sa pag-schedule mo ng mga units mo and subjects mo. Ganun. So, you get to choose your own prof, you get to choose your subject, ganun. So, you have to really do your research. Okay ba tong prof na to? Kung maganda ba yung curriculum ng subject na to? Parang ganun.
Kasi sa atin, it's parang it's given na.
It's given na. Everything is given. So, bale, sa face-to-face, more disciplined ako kasi I chose it. Saka there's no going back pag naka-enroll na ako unless I LOA or dropped it. Pero if in terms of flexibility naman in schedule, mas flexible talaga in online classes.
Yeah.
Kasi hawak mo yung sarili mong time. Ayun, parang it's easier to have breaks when you want to, ganun. Pero kung workaholic ka, it's different. It's difficult to set boundaries naman. Kasi since nasa bahay ka lang, parang ganun.
Yeah, so parang kailangan mo din ng discipline.
Ganun. Ayun. Pero I feel like online classes are easier. Kasi there's no need to commute. Yun nga.
Yeah.
From one class to another. Imagine from UP Diliman, sobrang layo ng one classroom to another. You literally have to take a jeep.
Yeah.
Yun. So parang yun yung hassle.
Tsaka syempre pag dito sa UPOU, we don't have to wake up at a certain time to go to class unless there's a Zoom meeting. Ako gusto ko ma-experience yung proper classroom experience.
Yung nakaupo sa upuan, gano'n.
Kasi
yung may blackboard, gano'n.
I mean, na-experience ko siya when I was grade 1, grade 2, pero
that's different. You're so young na
kasi, like, my parents would share some stories minsan about classroom experiences and yung mga ginagawa nila sa school, gano'n. Ako, I was used to all the online software that UPOU is trying to teach us it. Self-learning is the key, diba, to online classes. UPOU, it's either you need to get used to studying alone or you need to find a good study group. Initially, when we started UPOU, I wanted to study alone. Di ako marunong makipag-usap ng tao that noon ng maayos eh. It's different. I don't know how to explain it. Pero, I mean, I've made friends naman. Pero when everything shifted to online, parang it's difficult, diba? To make connections. Pero I'm happy din with UPOU kasi I did not expect to form bonds with people. Kayo, yung mga officers, yung mga nakakausap ko sa Discord. Especially si Sofia, if kilala mo si Sofia, si Borromeo.
I'm not familiar.
Ano siya, BAMS siya dati and siya yung co-host ko dati dito sa podcast.
BAMS siya dati, so graduate na siya?
And then, nag-military na siya ngayon.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, nag-PMA siya ngayon.
So nag-stop siya from BAMS?
Parang...
Then she transferred?
Yeah, parang 2 terms lang siya. 2 terms lang kami magkasama.
Okay.
After yung last term natin is, ayun, umalis na siya. UPOU kasi it's easier than if you have a community eh. Like ours, diba? Sa Discord. It's a useful platform then that we use for students to keep in touch and to be up to date sa mga assignments natin. Which makes online classes easier then. Pero if given the chance, which would you pick between the two? Online class or face-to-face?
Personally, I would choose the face-to-face school.
Same.
Because I feel like I can further grow there as a person, you know? Because of the people I meet and the experiences that I will gain, ganon. Very limited kasi when you're in UPOU.
Kasi it's different. Ayun nga, the experiences eh. I like to socialize with people sa personalan. It's online, it's medyo mahirap kasi you need to find a certain time that this person is online to talk to them, diba? Kaya mas gusto ko din yung face-to-face kasi syempre I want to experience the things na interactive activities and ayun nga, camping. Camping sounds so fun. Eh, di ba mag-shift ka din?
No, I'm not sure.
Tama ba?
I have no plans yet.
Ako nung orientation natin, na-drop ako. Clean-up ako niyan, hindi mabuot eh.
So, you're gonna transfer to?
Planning to transfer to, shift to HRIM. And diba it's easier than to shift into a college pag graduate ka na sa isa. Lalo na sa UP.
Yeah, pag tapos mo na yung AA, it's easier to transfer. For me, kasi I studied in school with face-to-face classes and right now, na online lang yung classes. So the difference kasi between the two is that more interactive, more school spirit, more opportunities to interact with students, with teachers, with professors in face-to-face classes. But with online classes, flexible yung time, you get to rest whenever you want to, you get to eat food while studying. You don't have to wake up early, ganun. Pero for me, if I get to choose, I would really choose face-to-face classes because like what I've said, I feel like I can grow as a person. Like, I can grow naman here in UPOU. It's just that it's limited.
Before we end this episode, let's go through today's shoutout segment. A huge shout-out to Twitter user Ainsley with 7 eyes, Twitter user Racecar Nidenshaw, and Jolo the Bully. You guys are avid listeners to our podcast and we would like to thank you. Also, thank you for supporting the podcast since day one. And I love reading all about your episode moments and the times that you were able to resonate with our stories. And last but not least, if you're craving for some home-baked goods, brownies or cookies perhaps, well, for all of our Filipino listeners residing in the Philippines, I highly recommend Joby Cheeks Pampanga by Chef Nikki Beltran. They have a wide selection of baked goods and their bestseller is the perfect blend of soft, chewy, and bittersweet s'mores brownies. So if you would like to order, they're on Shopee. I'm going to put the link in the description below for our YouTube listeners. Thank you. Thank you for our guest. Thank you, Mickey, for agreeing to this podcast and becoming a guest.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I hope you enjoyed and I loved listening to your journey through online classes and face-to-face classes, and especially your newfound hobby or talent, I could say, for visual arts.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Rhyme and Reason Podcast. You can support us by subscribing to our podcast on the Anchor app. The support for our podcast will allow us to produce more interesting episodes in the future. If you like that episode, please hit that like and that subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below to let us know what you think about the episode. Follow us on Twitter by clicking the link in the description. We have a weekly Twitter space so listeners can share their thoughts and insights about what they have gained from the podcast. We really love seeing your guys' support and receiving your comments. So if you have the time, do drop by. And who knows, you may just become a guest in our episode. See you next time.